What's up, everybody? It's Broken Bones here, and welcome to Broken's Bedrock Tutorials. Today, we're going to be showing you how to build the Superior Potion Brewer that works on Java Edition and Bedrock Edition. My last Potion Brewer only worked on Bedrock. That's that one over there. This is the tutorial that we did previously, and many of you in the Java Redstone community have hit me up trying to figure out how to make this thing work in Java Redstone. And so I've actually made a tutorial today, and that's going to be this thing, which is the exact same tutorial that I've been helping you guys out one-on-one with. I've been sending you guys screenshots and helping you guys many ways of trying to figure out how to make this work in Java Edition. And if you're a Bedrock Edition player, then you're probably going to want to watch that tutorial. This one's a little bit easier to build because we have to modify this one, but this one doesn't have very many changes. The changes are very, very minor. So if you want to build this one, you can, but if you're playing Bedrock Edition, I recommend building that one, and I'll leave a link to that tutorial up in the top right-hand corner. But if you play on Java Edition, then this is the one that you're going to want. And if you're sitting there wondering why you're playing Java Edition following a Bedrock tutorial, well, that's because my tutorials have extra features that you can't find on YouTube. This Potion Brewer has features that no other Potion Brewer that I could find on YouTube has. It has a semi-automatic mode and a fully automatic mode. The redstone out the back is fairly simple, and it also has automatic water bottle filling. On semi-automatic mode, this thing will brew one batch of potions, and on fully automatic mode, it'll brew and brew and brew until your storage system is full. And one of the coolest things you guys showed me, which was actually Brotowski on Discord and Saku Rare Varies on YouTube. I know I just botched that name up, but nonetheless, you actually showed me how to bend this thing in 90 degrees, so you don't have to have a big wide area like this. You can actually take this and take the Potion Brewer, turn it 90 degrees, and you can take the modifiers and turn those 90 degrees, so now you have a smaller room, which is actually pretty cool, and I'll show you how to do that in the tutorial. So I want to give a big shout out to Brotowski. I really appreciate you showing me that design, as I'll be featuring it in today's video, so big shout out to you there, buddy. I'm going to leave a link to his channel down in the description. I also want to thank you guys in the Java Redstone community for putting your trust and faith in me, for guiding you guys through some of you guys' Redstone issues. I do know Java Redstone pretty well, and I'm willing to help you guys one-on-one. As you guys noticed, I've helped Brotowski and several others one-on-one. If you guys ever need help, hit me down up in the comment section, or go down in the description, hit up any one of my social media links, and I will message you one-on-one in a DM, and I'll make sure that you can get your Redstone build built. So thank you for your trust and faith in me in that, and I'd also like to thank everyone in the entire Redstone community, Bedrock and Java combined, because my videos are taking off and I'm almost monetized. I've got 1,500 more watch hours to get, so keep watching my videos, keep smacking the like button. If you're new, please subscribe, and with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the tutorial. A material list will be down in the description. To get things started, you want to chunk align and sub-chunk align your build, and if you don't know how to do that, then go ahead and check out the link in the top right-hand corner. I have a tutorial on how to do that, so go ahead and watch that. And then when you're done with that, you're going to want to make sure that you chunk align your build for this portion of the Potion Brewer. It doesn't matter where this sits inside the chunk, but you're going to want everything inside of the gold blocks to go ahead and fit inside of the chunk border in some way, shape, or form. You can have it up, you can have it down, it doesn't really matter, just as long as it's inside a sub-chunk and also inside of a chunk. You can build it outside the chunk. I've had it work, but I've also had many issues with people having issues with chunk borders and stuff, so I definitely recommend it building it inside of a chunk if you can. But I do know that most of you guys' bases probably aren't chunk aligned, and you guys are going to be throwing this inside your base somewhere, and so don't worry if it's not chunk aligned. You can throw it in pretty much almost anywhere. This thing is pretty robust, but I guarantee that you won't have any problems if you build it inside of a chunk. However, as I said earlier, I will help you guys. If you guys are having issues and you built this in your base somewhere and it's not working properly, we can go ahead and get it working. Just hit me up down in the description on any of my social media links, and I will help you one-on-one to fix your build. But if you plan on chunk aligning this, then that means that any of the corners of the chunk can fit in any of the corners inside of this gold area. So any of these corner blocks, just right here where I'm placing these blocks, can also be these blocks right here and right here. So that way you can fit that pretty much anywhere inside of this chunk, and it doesn't really matter. And there's also 4 blocks underneath the floor right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 if you want to sub-chunk align it like that. And so we're going to go ahead and get started with those measurements. So you want to make sure that this gold block is somewhere inside that chunk and that you have 4 blocks underneath your floor. So to make life easy on myself, I'm going to start here at the corner of my chunk. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 just like that. Then this is our floor level like this. So we're going to go ahead and delete out all these temporary blocks just like this. And then we're going to count out to the side 24 more blocks. So 25 in total, including this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Just like that. We're going to make that 2 blocks thick at least. That's going to be our floor. And then we're going to come in 1 block and we're going to do 23 blocks in the center, just like this, leaving the last block empty. Once you have your floor in it, now it's time for the facade. So we're going to come right here to this front corner block. We're going to place in a temporary block right there and put in a redstone lamp right there, and you can break that block out. And we're going to put a button on the front of that lamp. We're going to take a barrel, we're going to place that in right there, right beside it. We're going to take a solid block and go ahead and place it on the side of that barrel with a button on its face. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring out a line of blocks all the way down to the end, just like this, to the very last one, just like that. And then we're going to come one block in, we're going to put ourselves a lever, we're going to skip a block, we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 levers just like that. Then we're going to skip another block and we're going to put levers on across all of these faces just like so. And then you can go ahead and flick that one back up because I flicked that one. The next layer is going to look like this. We're going to come right on top of this redstone lamp with a block right there and a block right there. We're going to put item frames on both of those, and we're going to take some redstone lamps. We're going to place those above all of your levers just like this. Anywhere the levers stop, we're going to place in a solid block and then continue with more redstone lamps just like this, and then run a redstone lamp at the end. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to take item frames, we're going to put them on all of these redstone lamps just like this, and then we're going to continue across all of these just like so, and we're going to come all the way down to the end. Next, we're going to take the items and put them in these frames. So go ahead and grab your glass bottle. That's going to go in right here just like that. We're going to put blaze powder in this one, a golden carrot, a rabbit's foot, magma cream, sugar, a puffer fish, glistening melon, a spider's eye, gas tier, blaze powder, turtle shell, phantom membrane, fermented spider eye. And then for the modifiers, we're going to have redstone dust, glowstone dust, gunpowder, and dragon's breath. And last but not least, netherwort. Once you have all of your ingredients marked, go ahead and come over to your redstone lamps, come behind them, and you're going to place in a temporary block right there and one up just like this. I'm going to do one redstone lamp, but you need to do this to all of them. So go ahead and grab your hopper. You're going to go and place a hopper into that temporary block and then break this one out. Then go ahead and place in a dropper right there facing upwards. That's going to be your ingredient input like that, and you can break that other temporary block out. Now we're going to come in the front and we're going to place in a temporary block on that hopper. We're going to take a trapdoor and place it on the bottom of that one. If you want to use wooden trapdoors, you can just place a wooden trapdoor there and flap it up. That's no problem. I like using iron trapdoors because nobody can flick them, so nobody can mess with me. And so I prefer to do that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to place in another temporary block just like this, 2 more, and we're going to take ourselves a piston just like this. So I like to flip these up by butting them. So if you take a redstone block just like this, we go just like that. There we go. Now you can see that the trapdoor is in the upwards position. So if we break that block out and power it, now it's going to stay in the upwards position and we can break everything else out. And now we're going to go ahead and do that all the way across. And once you have all your trapdoors in place, then go ahead and place a temporary block on top of your droppers right here and place in yourself a barrel just like that. And you're going to do that across all of these as well. Be sure to break out your temporary blocks in the back, and now the front of it should be looking like this. And once it is, go ahead and take your blocks and go ahead and fill in these gaps right here all the way up to the top, just like so. And then go ahead and do that on this edge as well, so that way it's matching the top up here. Over here on this side, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a chest. We're going to put a double chest in right here, just like so. And then over here, we're going to take ourselves a dropper. That's going to be facing in this direction, just like this. And then over here, we're going to take ourselves a stair block on top of this chest right here. Go ahead and face in this direction. Put yourself a stair right there, so that way that chest can open, but the facade on the front does look complete. And then right here on top of this one, we're going to go ahead and place ourselves in a barrel right here. So let's go ahead and come on down here. Place a barrel on the side of that one facing forward, just like so. And then we can come on top of here and place ourselves in a solid block just like that. You can add one more solid block below that barrel right there, and then you're going to come off to the side of this lamp here. You're going to place in a temporary block down there and go ahead and bring this all the way up to the top just like this. And then you can come up one block above your barrels here and go ahead and bring this all the way across just like this. This is going to be your facade, and that's going to come all the way down here like this. And if you want to bring this up here just like so, break that out. And then now you got yourself a full facade right there. Take yourself some stairs and go ahead and put them above your barrels just like this, and that'll make that look all complete, except you're going to want to make sure that all of your stairs are facing the right direction. If you want to build your potion brewer 90 degrees, then all you have to do is the exact same thing, except turn the corners 90 degrees just like this. The area is going to be your potion brewer area just like that. That's going to have a 5-block wide floor with 2 extra spaces on this side just like that. So put that right in the middle, and then you're going to want to make sure that that area is chunk aligned out the back if you're going to be doing that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn 90 degrees and start your ingredients. You have 12 different ingredients, so this area of the floor is going to be 12 blocks wide, just like that. And then what we're going to do over here is we're going to turn 90 degrees, and these are going to be all your modifiers plus your netherwort, and that's also another 5-block wide floor. Creating the facade and putting in all the things are going to be the exact same as that one, except for the fact that you're going to have these pillars here wherever you have a gap, and that's going to be where you turn 90 degrees. And just so we're on the same page, our potion brewer is only 3 blocks wide right here, and it's 5 blocks wide over here. As you can see, I've got 2 extra blocks there on the side, and that's so we could match the same width as this side, so it's all centered. So now once you have your facade complete, regardless if you're building it like this or like this, we're going to come right around back, and on this barrel right here, we're going to place in a hopper going into the back of it just like this. And we're going to take a potion brewer and go ahead and put it on top just like that. Now what we need to do is on the side of this potion brewer, we're going to go ahead and put in another hopper. So go ahead and crouch place yourself a hopper coming down out of the bottom of this chest right into the side of that potion brewer. Then in the back right here, we're going to place in another hopper just right there and another hopper off to the side right there. Then on top of this guy, we're going to place another hopper right there just like this. And then on the front of this dropper, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a dispenser and go ahead and place it on there just like so. And then above this hopper, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves one more hopper, place it going down into that one, and we're going to have a hopper line going across all of these droppers just like this. And if you're building at 90 degrees, then you're going to want to make sure to come out to wherever your dropper line is, and then wherever your dropper line is, you're going to make a 90-degree turn and make sure your hoppers go on top of your droppers. So if you've done yours 90 degrees, your hopper line is going to look like this, and if you've done it straight, your hopper line is going to look like that. But regardless of how you've done it, you're going to go ahead and take a solid block, you're going to cover your hopper line and make sure to cover all of your hoppers with solid blocks. Once all of your hoppers are covered, then go ahead and come underneath your redstone lamps. We're going to come directly underneath here where you have a block down and a block out like this. Then go ahead and bring all the way across underneath all of your redstone lamps just like so. Just like that. There we are. Alright, and then right here, coming down to this edge, we're going to go ahead and place in ourselves a repeater, just like that. And you're going to place a repeater anywhere your redstone lamps are. And then right here at the very end, if you're building the straight one, you're not going to put a repeater on this block, you're going to put a redstone dust on that block. However, if you're building at 90 degrees, then you can go ahead and put yourself a repeater in. Once you have that complete, if you built it straight, you should have repeaters all the way in and redstone dust right here. And then if you built it 90 degrees, you can put repeaters all the way across just like this. And once you have that done, you're going to go ahead and grab your sticky pistons. You're going to go ahead and place in a temporary block with a sticky piston facing up right in front of the repeaters. You're going to go ahead and bring those sticky pistons all the way across just like this, all the way to the very last bit. And then if you're building it in the 90-degree fashion, you can leave that piston there. If you're building it in the straight fashion like this, you're going to remove that sticky piston and place in yourself a regular piston facing up right there, just like that on the bottom of that block. All of these can stay in, and then wherever you have a gap, go ahead and break the temporary blocks right there. Once all of your pistons are in, go ahead and grab your blocks and place them on top of these pistons just like this. You're going to place a block on top of all the sticky pistons just like this. And then on top of the piston right here, if you're building it in the straight fashion, you're going to place a piece of glass, a block, and then another piece of glass just like that. And if you're doing the straight one or the 90-degree one, you can go ahead and just put blocks on this one. You don't have to worry about the glass. So once all your blocks are in, it's going to look like this if you bent it 90 degrees, and it's going to look like this if you're building it straight. So once you have that in place, you're going to go ahead and place another line of blocks out here just like that. Go ahead and connect these up just like so and build it all the way out to the last one. Go ahead and come up by one more, and this one's going to go all the way across, including the gaps. So now that should look like this if you're building it straight, and it should look like this if you're building it 90 degrees. So now go ahead and take your repeaters. You're going to go ahead and place a repeater in on all of these blocks just like this, and you can leave them on one tick. Be sure to place those all in just like so, all the way across just like I'm doing. Place it on the very last one there, and then on this stripe right here, go ahead and place in redstone dust all across these to connect all of these up. And then of course you're going to need a repeater. Go ahead and break out the redstone dust right here, placing yourself another repeater to connect that up. If you're building the straight version, then you need to do this. If you're building it 90 degrees like that, then you don't need to worry about this. This is only for the straight version. If you're doing this, then you need to go ahead and break that redstone, bring it a block up, put the redstone back in there just like so. Then you're going to place in a temporary block here, put yourself in a slab in there just like so. Put yourself some redstone dust on top of that slab and break out the temporary block. Grab yourself a regular piston, go ahead and look up at this block and place it facing down just like that above the glass. Once you have that done, on the straight version, your ingredient selection station is going to look just like this, and on the bent version over here, you're going to have an ingredient selection station that looks like that. Next, we're going to work on the semi-automatic button, which is this button right here, right next to your barrel. And so that's the button that we're going to work on. And so we're going to come right over here on the straight one, which is right next to our barrel. So we're going to come right around back here just like this. Come right next to your barrel. We're going to come down underneath this block by a block just like that and break that one out. Go ahead and come down by another block right there and come out by a block in this direction with a slab right there. Take redstone dust and go ahead and put redstone dust on all of these blocks just like so. Right out of this slab right here, we're going to go ahead and place in a block just like that and a block out to the side just like so. go ahead and place in another block in front of that one, and placing yourself a repeater right there. Placing yourself a bit of redstone dust just like so, and then on the front of this block, you're going to place in another block just like this with a redstone torch on its face, and that should line up right underneath that hopper. So as you can see, if you built it on the 90-degree one, it's going to look just like this, and if you built it on the straight one, it looks pretty much exactly the same. So both of these are going to be pretty much exactly the same from here on out. It's just that this circuit right here kind of makes it look a little bit different, but nonetheless, it goes right underneath that circuit, so you can see it over there on the 90-degree one, and you can't really see it on this one. So it looks a little bit different, but they're exactly the same. Once you have that circuit in, we're going to come right over here to this block with the torch on its face. We're going to place in a comparator just like that. So anytime bottles go through this hopper right here, it's going to power this comparator, which is going to power that block, which is going to continually depower that torch until all the bottles have gone through. And so that's going to be the reset circuit right here. And what we need to do out of that one is we need to place in a sticky piston just like that with a observer facing down right there, and that's going to go into a block. So anytime that comparator depowers from being powered, it's going to go ahead and retract this piston and power this block, which is going to send a redstone signal down to this bit of redstone down here just like that. This is actually going to come on down here just like so, and it's going to come on down here like so again, just like that, and it's going to go right into a block right there just like so. So now what we need to do is we need to place in redstone dust on top of all of those blocks just like so. Then come around over here on this side of the slab right here. You're going to come right over here, placing yourself an upwards facing piston just like that. Then you're going to place in 4 solid blocks. So go 1, 2, 3, and 4 just like that. You're going to place yourself in a redstone block, which is going to lock this hopper, which is going to stop the water bottles from going into the system right there. And then we need to go ahead and place in ourselves a observer just like this with a block on its face, and that's going to go ahead and power a circuit that's going to time this to where only 3 water bottles go in. So now to do that, we need to go ahead and bring this out just like so. We're going to place a block up just like that. Go ahead and bring this out by 2 more blocks and come up a block just like so. So now what we need to do is we need to break this block out and that block out. We can break this block out too. And now we need to go ahead and place in a repeater right there and a repeater right there just like this. Put those on 4 ticks each just like so. Grab yourself some redstone dust, placing yourself that right there, and another block just like so, and another block over here like that, and then go ahead and grab yourself another repeater with 4 ticks on it just like this. You should have 12 ticks in total going around in this area. And then you're going to grab yourself another regular piston and go ahead and place it on the front of this one facing down just like that. On the 90-degree circuit, it's going to look just like this, and now you can go ahead and test your system. If you go ahead and power this piston right there and then depower it, you should see that it goes up and then it gets pushed back down. Same thing if you test it on the straight version, you should be able to power this piston and then depower it, and you should see that that redstone block goes up and then comes right back down. Once you have that working, we're going to come right over here to this hopper that's going right into your potion brewer. Next thing, we need to go ahead and open this guy up. We need to go ahead and place in 3 items in these slots right there, and then place the other 19 items right there, so you should have 22 in total. This is going to allow 1 ingredient at a time to go into your potion brewer. And once you have those in place, then go ahead and place yourself in a block right in front of that hopper just like so. Then place in 2 blocks right here, a slab right in front of that one, and another block out here. Go ahead and grab yourself a comparator. You're going to place 2 comparators in here just like that. And then go ahead and place in yourself some redstone dust right here and right there. Then grab yourself a sticky piston. You're going to come on down below, place in a sticky piston right there with an observer on its face with the red dot facing back towards your build. Then we need to go ahead and place in a block right there, and then another block right there and down one. You should see that that's right next to this redstone. And then we're going to place in a repeater right here that goes on 4 ticks. This is one of the changes we had to make from Bedrock to Java because of the budding of this piston. And so we used double comparators and a slab right here with redstone just on top. So this piston right here isn't budded. And then also too, the way this works is that there's only 19 items in here, actually 22 items, and then anytime 23 items goes in there, this redstone right here will get powered, and it'll power this piston right here, which will power this repeater, which will power that redstone, which will power this redstone torch, which will turn it off. And then all the potions inside the brewer will go through this because now they'll be allowed to. And this comparator will detect that when they go in, which will continue to power this redstone until all the bottles have gone through. Then it'll allow this to turn back on and relock that hopper, in which case it's going to retract this piston right here because that's going to become depowered, which is going to power this redstone, which is going to send that redstone block up, allowing your water bottles to go in. And then in 12 ticks, it's going to go back down, allowing only 3 water bottles to go in. So next is the water circuit. And if we're building at 90 degrees, this is what it's going to look like too before we get started with the water circuit. It really should look pretty much identical to this. And now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and build our water bottle circuit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to place in a block right here, just catty corner down below that hopper. We're going to take a comparator. We're going to take a comparator output from there, and then we're going to stand on top of this hopper right here, come up right here to this block, and crouch place yourself an observer right there like that. Go ahead and come up by one more, and then come across on top of this dropper and place in yourself another observer right there, just like that. You're going to place in yourself a bit of redstone dust right here, which is going to power that dropper, power that block, which is also going to power that dropper right there. This is actually should be a dispenser. Then what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and place in a block right here, just like this, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and place in a button right here, just really quick. And then we're going to place in that water just like this. Get yourself a glass block, and then go ahead and break that button and replace that so that way that doesn't come out. Then go ahead and break this temporary block over here and replace that button right there so it's right next to this dispenser. Then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and open up this dispenser. We need to place in 9 stacks of water bottles just like that. And I recommend doing the same thing to this dropper. Go ahead and fill this up with 9 stacks of water bottles too. This should be good for any amount of potions that you're going to be brewing on a server. However, if you need more, you can refill it from the front right here. And so what we need to do now is we need to actually cycle this through, which is why we have this button. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hit this button right here. That should give us some water bottles. And as you can see, it's going to cycle all the way through until we have some, and then we should see that that comparator stays on, and we have ourselves 2 water bottles right here. If that's not happening for you, then go ahead and continue hitting this button until we have 2 water bottles in there, and then you should see that all of these are full over there. And if you're building this version, you're going to notice that you can see your dispenser but not your dropper, because your dropper is only accessible from the front. So come around front and make sure to load that up with more glass bottles. Do the same with the dispenser in the back, and then go ahead and hit your button and it should do the same thing. It should go ahead and load itself up until you have at least 2 water bottles that stay in here like that. So once you've got that completed, go ahead and come down here to your redstone lamp. This is your semi-automatic and automatic mode, and so we're going to come down below this redstone lamp right here. We're going to come down a block just like this. We're going to come down another block just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and place a block up just like this, and that's going to have a redstone torch on its face and 2 bits of redstone dust right here. And then above this redstone torch, we're going to place in another block right there with a redstone torch on its face, and you're going to notice that this one has turned off. What we need to do now is we need to take a dropper. We're going to place it on top of that redstone torch facing up just like this. And then we're going to take another dropper and place it on the front one of this one just like this, facing in that direction. Then what we need to do is we need to actually go ahead and place in a couple temporary blocks. Let's place in a temporary block right there. And now we're going to place a dropper facing in this direction just like that. And now we're going to place a hopper facing downwards right here. This is going to be our T flip-flop. And so what we're going to do here is we're actually going to go ahead and place a piece of stone in here just like this, and you're going to place it in this dropper if you're on Bedrock, and you're going to place it in this dropper if you're on Java. There's a bit of a difference there between the 2 versions. So if you're on Java Edition, make sure to place it in your top dropper. If you're on Bedrock, then be sure to place it in the bottom one. Since I'm on Bedrock, I'm going to be leaving it in the bottom one, but I'll be showing you how to do it on like Java as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and take this block and go ahead and come off of that one. So now we have this configuration just like this. And then now we're going to take ourselves a redstone comparator. We're going to place it on this block right there just like so. And we're going to go ahead and come up just like this, okay? Now, this is going to be just if you're in Bedrock Edition, your comparator is going to go down here, which is why our items right here. So if we're not in Bedrock and we're playing on Java, you're going to put that right there, and you're going to go ahead and bring this block up here like this. You're going to leave that block down there because of that torch, and then we're going to take this redstone comparator here, and we're going to add a bit of redstone dust right here to go ahead and toggle that torch. So now in Java Edition, that's how you're going to run this circuit. So since I'm in Bedrock though, I'm going to go ahead and revert this back. So now I've reverted mine back, and regardless if you're in Java Edition or Bedrock Edition, you should now be able to go ahead and hit your button right here, and you should see that if you hit it, the lamp stays on just like this, and if you hit it again, the lamp turns off just like that. And so therefore there you have a toggleable system because this is a T flip-flop. So now we're going to take an output from this, which can be done one from right here. We're going to place in a comparator right there. That's going to be regardless if you're on Bedrock or Java. So now once we have that in, we're going to place a block up in front of that comparator just like this with a redstone torch on the side, which is going to power that piston. So now as you can see, that is powered. So therefore this is semi-automatic mode, because there's no way that this piston is going to interact with this circuit, because that is the reset circuit. So now what we're going to do, if we turn it on to fully automatic mode, we can see that if we hit this, that allows that piston to go down and interact with that circuit. So now that is no longer forced to be open. So we're going to go ahead and turn it back off and leave it on semi-automatic mode for now. On the 90-degree version like this, I actually just noticed that the facade in the front is actually messing with the redstone in the back, and I cannot figure out another way to power this, so we're actually going to have to deal with this. We're actually going to have to bring this up here just like that and get rid of the facade on this side just like this, so we can use these areas just like so. Go ahead and remove that all just like so, and then go ahead and remove these blocks as well, and there it'll make it to where you can put this redstone torch right there to toggle that lamp on and off. And if you're on Java Edition, then you need to do the same thing. You're going to bring this up here just like so. You're going to put your comparator there. You're going to take your button out of here, and you're going to go ahead and put that up in here just like so. So that way that's up there. Then you're going to put that redstone dust right there, so that way that'll toggle that redstone torch. That's if you're in Java Edition. If you're in Bedrock Edition, then you're going to leave that comparator down here just like this and get rid of that redstone dust, and then take your button and put it down here in this dropper. Once you have that complete, then go ahead and test your circuit again. Go ahead and press this button, and then if it turns on like this, it should stay on, and then if you press it again, it should turn back off just like that. And so remember, if you're in Java Edition, that comparator is going to be up here with some redstone dust right there. So once you have that done, go ahead and come on top of this hopper right here. We're going to crouch place ourselves a block in it right there, so that no other items accidentally go in there and mess up our circuit. And so now what we need to do is we need to come over here to this block, which is right over here on this side. If you're building a 90-degree side, this is something that you have to do. If you're not building a 90-degree side, then you're good. You just need to place in a block right there with these two repeaters right there, right by your redstone block and your observer. You're going to come down by a block right here. You're going to go ahead and bring this out to the edge of your redstone over here and connect these two pathways up just like so. Then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and put redstone dust all the way across here just like so. Bring it all the way to here. Get yourself a repeater. Place it in right there, right before that redstone, and connect that redstone up to this circuit just like so. Once you've got that completed, your redstone out the back should look like this if you have the 90-degree version, and if you've got the straight version, your redstone should look like this. And that is pretty much it, all done and dusted. Now we need to actually come to the front of the potion brewer and actually work on this side. But first we need to come right over here to these bottles. We actually need a couple bottles out of here. So you can actually come to this hopper, go ahead and grab both of these bottles out of there. You're going to notice that it should fill back up. Go ahead and grab yourself another bottle. Now you have 3, and we're going to come over here to this potion brewer, and we're going to prime it up. We're going to go ahead and open this potion brewer. We're going to need 2 nether wart, and we're also going to put all 3 of these water bottles in, and we're also going to need to grab ourselves some blaze powder. And go ahead and grab all of your other ingredients for that matter, and go ahead and start putting them in. So go ahead and put your blaze powder in here and all the other ingredients where they go. Once all of your ingredients are loaded up, go ahead and come back to this chest right here. We need to actually grab one of these blaze powder right here, because the hopper back there is locked. So we actually need to put it right in here, right into the potion brewer itself, so that way that'll brew up. This is going to go ahead and use one of those nether wart, which is going to go ahead and allow these to be primed up here. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to just allow that to wait. And once that finishes up, you're going to have 3 awkward potions. These potions here are going to prime the system. They're going to go into this barrel when we want to have our first set of potions go through, and that's what's going to trigger the system. So we need to leave those in there, and then when we're done, we can take those back out, and we're going to put them up here for next time. So anytime you brew a new batch of potions, you could use them, and they'll be right up there for next time. You can put them right in there. So when you hit the button, those are the first set of potions that go through to prime your system. So now that we have all that done, we need to go ahead and select a potion. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with night vision, so let's go ahead and use some golden carrots. We'll go ahead and select some redstone dust, that way it's 8 minutes long and it lasts extra long. And then we'll go ahead and use our nether wart, because we also need nether wart. And so some of these potions, most of our potions use nether wart, but there is like 1 or 2 that don't require it. So down in the description, I've left you a list of all the potions and all the ingredients that go along with them. So with that being said, let's go ahead and try our semi-automatic mode now. We have all of our ingredients selected. We should be able to press this button just like this, and as you can see, our potions are going to go into here, and new water bottles are now coming in, and our new potion is going to brew. So let's watch this brew up. Now that that's completed, we can see that we have 3 night vision potions here, and naturally you would want to take these out. But that's going to make it to where there's no primed bottles in the system, which is why we made these. So go ahead and take these back out if you want to take those out of your potion brewer and that you just want to brew up one batch. You can just put these back in and it'll go ahead and prime your system. So if you want to do fully automatic mode and make yourself like a full shulker box or even more, you can go ahead and hit this button right here and it's going to go ahead and do the same thing. So as you can see, our awkward potions are going to drop down and in, and then new potions are going to start to make up right here. Let's go ahead and see. So there's our water bottles going in, new potions are starting to brew up, and what that's going to do is it's going to go ahead and fill this barrel all the way to the brim, and then in the last set of potions, those are going to stay in the hopper, which will turn the system off. So anytime potions get stuck in the hopper, the whole system's going to stop and it's not going to brew anything else. And so if you want to, you could leave these awkward potions in there and that'll get you a full shulker box of whatever potion you're trying to do, or a full barrel. And if you want more than that, then you can just take these out and you can go ahead and put these up here for next time, and then this will go ahead and keep brewing and brewing and brewing until you just leave them in there. And it'll stop producing it once it fills up again, or you can just hit this button and it'll brew its last set of potions. Once you have the desired amount of potions, you can take them out of the brewer and you can take them out of the barrel just like this, and then you can go ahead and take your awkward potions out of here and go ahead and prime your system back up so it has some for next time. So as you can see, our potion brewer should be fully functional and working, and the only thing you should have to do now is load up more ingredients or water bottles and actually brew potions. And for those of you that are hardcore and like to add shulker box loaders to everything, I recommend doing the 1-wide tillables for all of your ingredients. You can add those right above here and drain them right into those barrels right there, and I'll leave a link to that tutorial up in the top right hand corner. And also too, right here at your potion collection system right here, underneath that you could add a hopper output to there and have another shulker box loader right there, and I'll leave a link to those tutorials right at the top right hand corner. That is going to be the ultimate shulker box loading showcase. That's going to show you all of my shulker box loaders and all of my shulker box unloaders. And regardless of how you built yours, you can put those shulker box unloaders and loaders in pretty much everywhere. And I just want to say, building this in the tutorial was a really cool design. I really enjoyed how this came together, and I really like the way it looks. So I want to give a big shout out again to Brotowski for showing me this. As I was helping him fix his potion brewer in Java Edition, he showed me how he put this little tweak on my potion brewer. So that's really awesome. So thanks again there, dude, for showing me that. I appreciate it. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you guys did, be sure to smack the like button for me and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next tutorial. Take it easy, everybody.